Right now, an alert day is in effect for severe weather in our area. We got team coverage and an in-depth look at the forecast and what to be prepared for.
Also, Madison police are looking for a motive behind a deadly shooting on the city's west side. What Chief Sean Barnes is saying about the case.
And later, 1 year after he was convicted for his parents' murders, we have an update on the Chandler Halderson case. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. A massive storm system making its way through much of the Midwest has made its way now into southern Wisconsin as well. This is a look at the skies out to our west in Platteville.
So along with it, severe thunderstorms with high winds, heavy rainfall, and even hail. Right now, Dane County is also under a tornado watch. We have team coverage covering this system in studio and out on the field. Let's first start with Julian Seawright with the latest radar. Julian?
Beginning with what we're watching for is a severe thunderstorm warning for Adams County that we've been watching. However, the main threat with this cell, which is a really isolated cell from everything else that's going on, has been hail that's really small sized. But what we are also watching for is the cells that are around southern Wisconsin, specifically for Dane County. Right now, we're into seeing not a whole lot of activity outside of north of DeForest and near Prairie du Sac and Dodgeville. So western side is where we're going to be keeping our eye on. Moving ahead, this is what we're watching for. Parts of Platteville are already starting to see some thunderstorms rolling its way in, but you can see just on the border near the western side of the Mississippi River where we can see those severe thunderstorm warnings starting to roll its way into southwestern Wisconsin. So that is the area where we are going to be watching paying the most attention to as of right now. And if you are into Grant County or even parts of Crawford County, make sure that you're paying attention to the forecast and being weather aware, because we could see some developments within the next few minutes of some of these severe thunderstorms to start to roll their way through. But the other thing we're going to be watching for is not just the severe thunderstorm warning that is just outside of Guttenberg. Right now, that threats high wind speeds, around 60 miles per hour as of right now. But we are looking for threats from this tornado warning, which is just moving its way across eastern Iowa, that will be eclipsing, because this is one of those long tracking tornadoes that looks to eclipse in the southwestern parts near Grant County and is on track to be moving right past Platteville if it holds up over the next several minutes. So again, our biggest concern here is for those who are into the southwestern parts of southern Wisconsin, near Grant County, Lafayette, and Crawford County. Make sure that you're paying attention, because things could change over the next several minutes. Here's another look at a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a tornado possible threat for this highlighted area, which we have wind speeds clocking at 80 miles per hour from the radar. Again, tornado is possible, and for the following counties, they could be seeing it's even listed as a destructive threat. We could be seeing this really start to leak its way into southwestern corridor of southern Wisconsin within the next several minutes. So again, we'll be giving you updates on that as we continue to move through, but this is one thing we are also watching for, is the tornado warning just outside of Delaware. But we are going to be seeing that continue to track its way into that area, just moving into the eastern side of the Mississippi River, right into Grant County. Again, we'll bring updates as we are warranted, but until then, let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Let's now head to Platteville, where our Armand Rahman has been tracking developments there. Armand, what have you been seeing there?
Yeah, guys, as you just missed it, there is a very large dumping of rain, and there's thunder and lightning is still rolling. The things have definitely picked up here in Platteville in just the last hour that I've been out here. As you can see, I'm pretty soaked because it was pretty low visibility from the rain that just came down here. And as you can see, we moved to a place that's right near shelter. We're in a driveway of someone that we know in the area, and that's what you should be doing right now, too. Do not be too far away from a safe place right now, because the weather is unpredictable. We don't know when it can come in and move in and become something severe and possibly dangerous. So again, we'll be tracking that storm out here and anything else that develops out here in southwest Wisconsin all night. For now, live in Platteville, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, yeah, Armand, thank you. Things can change quickly, and as emergency management agencies in counties all across our area are ready to respond to today's severe weather, the state's emergency management team is also on high alert.
Braden Ross spoke to them to see how they're preparing and what you can do to stay safe during severe weather. Braden?
Yeah, so the statewide Wisconsin Emergency Management only deploys if counties ask for it. They told me they are standing by today in case they're needed, but there are also things that you can do to make sure you're safe during severe weather. So those are things like make sure you know your safe place, charge your devices, keep an emergency kit, and have multiple ways of getting weather alerts through your local TV stations, online, and make sure you have emergency alerts turned on your phone, and definitely take them seriously.
thunderstorms going into tornadoes, I mean, it can just take minutes for that to develop. So getting those warnings gives you that time to get to safety, to find that safe place in your home, or to get to a safer shelter location.
Again, make sure you're keeping up with severe weather alerts as they come in and be ready to take shelter if you need to.
Stay up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
Next at 6, Madison police announcing 2 men are in jail after a deadly shooting on the city's west side yesterday.
Madison police arrested Jarvius Davis and Charles Washington White. They're facing intentional homicide and firearm possession charges, but have not been charged yet. The incident is leading the police chief to ask for the community's help in de-escalating situations before they turn tragic. Jahlil Mohideen joins us now with more.
Eric and Charlotte, this marks the second homicide in Madison this year and the first gun-related. Police believe it all began with a confrontation in a parking lot after a long-running dispute, prompting police to again ask for the community's help in preventing violence. 3 hours after a shooting on Madison's west side Thursday morning left one man dead.
We made a swift resolution to this unfortunate incident.
The people police say are responsible were in custody.
We've been working extremely hard on gun violence. It's one of our strategic priorities.
Barnes says he feels good about the case they have, but knows a better outcome would have been avoiding the tragedy altogether.
This is not a problem that you can arrest your way out of.
According to police, the victim and 2 suspects involved in the shooting on the 7900 block of Tree Lane had a, quote, ongoing conflict. The scene of the incident, a known area with a history of crime issues.
I've dealt with these types of properties before, these types of disorders, and I can tell you it will not be resolved by policing alone.
It's one of the reasons candidate for mayor Gloria Reyes says more resources are needed in the Tree Lane community.
We can't just rely on law enforcement to solve our societal issues.
She wants to bring back to the area public health officials, nonprofits, and more neighborhood resource officers who she says were there to support residents when she was deputy mayor.
We left too soon. We should have stayed consistent in providing the support. And I'm not saying that all those supportive services would have prevented this, but we would have identified some of the root causes that we're seeing.
In a statement to News 3, current Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway said the city is aware of issues at this property and there is a staff team in place working to address them. Our primary concern is the safety of the residents and the neighborhood. She also went on to advocate for common sense gun safety measures, something both Reyes and the chief of police also want to see. Both Reyes and Barnes are also pushing for property owners and landlords to take a more active role in curbing violence. They believe they should be accountable for who's on their property and the behaviors they allow.
The man found guilty of murdering his parents last year is appealing his conviction. Online court records show Chandler Halderson's attorney filed a notice of appeal yesterday. Halderson was found guilty on all 8 charges against him, including mutilating and hiding a corpse. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Head to channel3000.com to watch our extensive coverage of the case and every moment of the trial.
Meanwhile, the Juneau County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a man was found dead in a cabin. Officials were called to the cabin in Armenia Township around 5 Monday night for a welfare check. A neighbor reported 2 people inside the cabin appeared to not be breathing. One man was treated by emergency crews when deputies arrived and was later hospitalized. The other man was found deceased. The incident remains under investigation. 3 years ago, a 15-year-old shot and wounded 8 people at a suburban Milwaukee mall. Yesterday, Javier Sevilla, now 18, was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Sevilla pled guilty in January to 5 counts of first-degree reckless injury with a dangerous weapon. As part of a plea deal, 5 additional counts were dismissed. Judge David Dice granted Sevilla credit for 3 years' time served and sentenced him to 5 years of extended supervision. Last June, the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled Sevilla should be tried as an adult, despite being just 15 at the time he committed his crimes.
Coming up, a warning from the CDC after an outbreak of salmonella, the food product they're linking to this outbreak.
Plus, an update on the condition of Pope Francis as his stay in the hospital with a respiratory infection continues.
Outlets Outlets at the Dells in the center of water park heaven with 60 of the world's biggest brands. We thrill the trendsetters and all who love a smokin' hot discount. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Outlets gift card. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Hey Fitchburg, who are you voting for mayor?
Randy Udell understands how to balance growth and protect our farmland.
Randy is fiscally responsible, and he is a great listener. Randy is the inclusive, collaborative leader Fitchburg needs.
Randy Udell's earned my endorsement and the support of first responders. He'll make Fitchburg safer and more welcoming for everyone.
Hi, I'm Randy Udell. Let's move Fitchburg forward together. I ask for your vote on April 4th.
Spring is here, and there's no better time to refresh your home than during the spring sale at Steinhafels. Whether it's a new mattress for a great night's sleep, a cozy new sofa for relaxing, or a new dining room table for game night, Steinhafels has something for every style and every budget. And with Steinhafels' special 72-month financing, your new room just got more affordable. Relax, it's Steinhafels. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
Outlets at the Dells in the center of water park heaven with 60 of the world's biggest brands. We thrill the trendsetters and all who love a smokin' hot discount. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Outlets gift card. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
From News 3 Now, this is a severe weather alert.
Well, warnings have started to be issued for parts of southwestern Wisconsin. Severe thunderstorm warning for all of Lafayette, all of Greene, and the southern portion of Iowa County until 7:15. This is for that line of storms that has been developing in Iowa that'll sweep northeastward pretty rapidly at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. Maximum winds to 70 miles per hour, hail up to an inch in diameter, a possibility, and also the possibility that these storms could eventually produce a tornado. We also now have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come out. This one, and I'm going to move the map over here, this is for the southern portion of Grant County around Platteville. That severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45, and again, the southern portion of Grant County from about Potosi over to Platteville and areas southward over toward Cuba City, Hazel Green. This area could see straight line winds of 60 miles per hour and hail up about to the size of Nichols. But again, farther to the south and west, there are tornado warnings that are in effect for parts of eastern Iowa, not far off to the west of the Mississippi River. These warnings right now, we have tornado warnings in effect for parts of Delaware County and then parts of Dubuque and Delaware County. These are both tornado warnings. The storms are heading off toward the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. If we put the radar into motion here, you'll see that the storms actually have been accelerating over the last, maybe half hour to 45 minutes. They're consolidating into one line. So this fast movement indicates the potential for strong straight line winds as they move into the southern portion of Grant County. Again, just crossing the Mississippi River, probably around 6:15 or 6:30. But the potential is there that these storms could produce a tornado as well as damaging straight line winds to 70 miles per hour. Right now, those are the only two warnings that we have. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for Lafayette, Greene, southern Iowa County till 7:15, southern portions of Grant County until 6:45. But we'll continue to watch the situation and break in as conditions warrant.
Mattress savings start now at Ashley. For a limited time, get a Serta Perfect Sleeper for only $8 per month with no money down. Or save up to $500 on Purple closeout mattresses and free local delivery at Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress retailer, Ashley.
On abortion rights, do you want extremist Dan Kelly holding the gavel? Kelly wants abortion banned even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. He'll uphold the 1849 criminal abortion law that allows doctors and nurses to be jailed for performing abortions. And he'll strip women of their freedom to make their own decision on abortion. So don't give Dan Kelly a gavel with your vote. He's just too extreme.
Countertops are the center of a home. With elegant to everyday options. Easy installation you can do yourself. And durability that can take you from crayons to calculus. Transform everyday spaces into gathering places with custom craft countertops. 11% off at Menards.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
A teenager with the mental capacity of a 6-year-old, tricked by a predator on Facebook using a fake name, who then sexually assaulted her. It was pure evil. If Judge Janet Protasewicz was to ever take a stand for a victim, this was the time, and this was the victim. But she failed, again, placing the man on probation with a measly 60 days in the local jail. Tell Janet Protasewicz stop letting predators off easy.
Spring savings start now at Ashley. Sofas start at $8 per month. Queen bedroom sets start at $13 per month. Sectionals start at $17 per month. Plus, choose from 6 months interest-free financing or low monthly payment options. And free local delivery. Ashley.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. The CDC has issued a salmonella outbreak warning linked to flour. Right now, investigators are working to identify which brands are included. As of now, a dozen people have been sickened across 11 states. 3 of them had to be hospitalized. The CDC warns that any unbaked flour can have germs in it, like salmonella. It says you should not eat raw dough or batter, and that even a small amount can make you sick. Signs of salmonella illness include high fever, diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration.
Pope Francis is expected to return home from the hospital tomorrow. The pontiff has been in the hospital now for a respiratory infection since Wednesday. The Vatican says the 86-year-old Pope will be able to participate in the Palm Sunday Mass service at St. Peter's Square. This is the busiest time, of course, for the Pope. He has the Palm Sunday Mass this weekend, then Holy Week and Easter celebrations next weekend. Let's now check back in with Julian Seawright with the very latest on our severe weather.
Well, all of our eyes are really pointed to the southwest as of right now. For our most recent severe thunderstorm warning is for all of Greene and Iowa, or Lafayette counties, and half of Iowa County is under the severe thunderstorm warning. Now, the threat is considerable as there is a tornado that is possible that could spur up from this cell that's continuing to move. Now, we're looking at wind speeds that have clocked at 70 miles per hour into its maximum. But as you can see, a lot of the warnings in itself, just into the border, starting to move its way into the rest of southern Wisconsin, mainly parts of Lafayette County. We still do have that cell that's starting to move its way through, but the severe thunderstorm warning is also for parts of Grant County, just over towards the southwestern parts, just southern areas of Platteville. One other area we're going to be watching for. We've been seeing developments of a cell that has been bringing in a tornado that was confirmed over to the eastern side of Iowa, starting to move its way into southern Wisconsin. As we continue over the next few moments, folks, that's going to be your time to really take as much shelter as possible, especially if we are to start to see anything really start to fire off over the next coming of minutes. Now, taking a look at the tornado warning for counties in Dubuque, Jackson, and Joe Davies. As of right now, that is until about 6:45 p.m. for this evening, but you can see it's right at the border of northern Illinois and for southern Wisconsin, mainly just on the eastern side of Grant County and for going into Lafayette County as well. We're going to look and see how that develops over the next few minutes, but again, if you're into the Platteville area as well, really start to find some shelter and just make sure that you are in a safe spot as of right now. Now, as we take a look at what we're seeing over about the last hour, the developments of the storm system has really been rather quickly. Now, we're going to continue to see it spread throughout much of southern Wisconsin, but it hasn't really been hitting Dane County all that hard just yet. You can see just on the western parts, just west of Highway 18 is where we're really seeing those storms really starting to fire off and continue throughout much of southern Wisconsin, and will continue to push over the next 3 hours into the northerly edge. But you can see just around 9 o'clock, the back end of this storm system is going to be pretty much on the clear. It's a fast moving system, but with those winds, again, on the backside, we were watching on the eastern side of Iowa, those could be clocking in from straight line winds from 60 to 70 miles per hour, sweeping through much of southern Wisconsin. So we could expect some wind damage, but we're also still watching for the tornado potential over about the next few moments or so. Outside of that, here's a quick look at our 7-day forecast or 10-day forecast in itself. Going into tomorrow, once the storms are all said and done, we will see some snowfall going into our Saturday morning. Temperatures will be much colder, looking around 41 degrees, and then warming back up heading into our Sunday and for our Monday as well. Holding into those middle 50s and starting to see some showers going into our Monday evening and some potential thunderstorms going into our Tuesday, and then Wednesday could see some showers as well. But then later into the week, temperatures themselves will stay within the lower 50s into the upper 40s. It's going to be rather seasonable as we end the next week. We just really need to get through what we're experiencing for the rest of tonight, but heading into the weekend, things look to quiet out once we end heading into Sunday.
The Orpheum Theater is going to be rocking tomorrow afternoon. It is hosting the city's first ever major live esports event. 12 four-person teams will be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in an event that's expected to draw nearly 1,000 fans to downtown Madison. The teams range from Florida, Los Angeles to Minnesota. There's a lot at stake for everyone involved here. Groups like Destination Madison hope an event like this could help bring more game developers and tech workers to the city.
Wisconsin football and the word new just go hand in hand this season. Today we're talking defense and the new leader of that unit when we return on News 3.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A man brutally attacked and sexually assaulted a woman. The victim spent endless nights unable to sleep, plagued by nightmares. Judge Janet Protasewicz called the offender many females' worst nightmare, but she cut his sentence to only 2.5 years in prison. Judge Janet's dangerous judgment puts our families at risk. That's why sheriffs throughout Wisconsin support Dan Kelly. He's the only candidate we can trust to keep violent felons off our streets. On April 4th, vote Justice Dan Kelly. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Trust your feet to Morgan's shoes.
Why Nout? Why not? Feel the comfort and durability of Nout footwear at Morgan Shoes. Nout shoes and sandals feature full-grain leathers in a multitude of colors. Nout's cork and latex composite insole is designed for daily comfort and support, and they are made to last. You'll enjoy Nout's luxury. Shop Morgan Shoes Hilldale for your next pair.
Morgan Shoes, trusted since 1961.
Morgan Shoes Hilldale.
How did Richard Bong shoot down 40 planes in World War II? He said he got so close, he couldn't miss. Learn about Richard Bong, World War II, the Vietnam and Korean Wars, right here in Superior.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
It's a big goal.
If this becomes a sport in the WIA, that would be amazing.
And an invitation from the Green Bay Packers could help these young women put it in the end zone. Andrew Banstra catches up with Girls on the Gridiron, Saturday on News 3 Now at 10.
For the first time since 2017, Wisconsin's defense will be run by someone new, and that guy is Mike Tressel. He came in over the offseason from Cincinnati, where he headed the Bearcats' defense and linebackers these past 2 seasons. So new coach, new scheme, and that's just really the reality the Badgers are facing this spring. But from the sounds of it, especially coming from the inside linebackers, they are stoked for Tressel's vision and the effort that he's been putting into building these relationships.
Kind of made the space like, yeah, we're on a time crunch. We have to learn this new defense. Like,
get everyone up to speed. But he's been taking the time as well to know us individually and as a group. At the end of the day, the opportunity to learn another defense and be productive in another defense only adds to my resume and my experience. And every coach that comes through has something to teach me, and it's my job to learn and be a sponge.
Braylon Allen already earning preseason honors. The rising junior running back is named a Walter Camp preseason second-team All-American. In both his freshman and sophomore seasons, he rushed for over 1,000 yards, becoming just the 5th Badger to ever do it. He heads into the 2023 campaign with over 2,500 yards on the ground, leading all Power 5 running backs. Well, it's been the waiting game this week for the Wisconsin softball team. The Badgers all ready for their home opener on Tuesday against Green Bay, but field conditions prevented that from happening. This team determined to take the field this week, and they finally get to. UW moving up game 1 of their series with Illinois today to avoid weather. Illini plate 2 runs in the first, and then it's all Bucky. Kayla Conwent ties this game up in the bottom of the frame with a 2-run homer. Now that tie holds until the 4th inning, where Ellie Hubbard blasts her first home run of the season and ends up being the go-ahead. Badgers score 6 unearned runs to win their home opener 6-2. Game 2 has been pushed back tomorrow to 3 o'clock. Badger women's hockey still reaping the benefits of earning their 7th national title. Nicole LaMantia, Casey O'Brien, Kirsten Sims, and Caroline Harvey racked up all USCHO honors this afternoon, ranging from first team to third team. In addition to her USCHO Co-Rookie of the Year honor, Harvey is also named the HCA Rookie of the Month. And an epic matchup tonight for the women's Final Four. Iowa and undefeated South Carolina. Now, Caitlin Clark and Monona Grove alum McKenna Warnock will look to knock off the defending champs. Tip-off is set for 8. We'll have more at 10.
Go Gamecocks. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go to Julian for the very latest on our storm system.
That's right. So watching the radar, we have a bit of a broader view of what's happening as of right now. Just southwest of Platteville, we're still watching how that cell is going to be developing, but it has been downgraded from being a tornado. It's still a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for the southwestern areas of Grant County. Now, what's happening just south of Lafayette County is really what we're watching for. You can see that there is a line, and these storms are moving, clocking in at around 80 miles per hour. Right now, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for the following counties. It's mainly northern Illinois, but they are moving fast. 80 miles per hour as of right now. Destructive and tornado possible from these cells, but even from the tornado warning that's in effect for these following counties, make sure that you're getting in your safe spot for those areas, but there's moving into the areas of, again, Lafayette County, and as they continue to clip, are areas of where we're going to be watching for a tornado threat is going to be from Greene County into, or Iowa County into Greene County, as it's going to continue to move itself at about a northeasterly track over the next several minutes. So again, make sure that you are, once again, staying on top of everything and being very weather aware. We will break in if need be, if these storms start to move their way in, and especially if a tornado warning starts to fire off for the areas of southwestern Wisconsin. Again, we did just get some more tornado warnings that have been updated, but that is still in northern Illinois. But we'll continue to update you on the event as necessary.
All right, Julian, thank you very much. Our whole weather team standing by. Stay with us for the very latest.